Welcome back everybody to another update video, and yeah, we've got quite a fair few to go through today, so yeah, this might be a little bit on the long side, but yeah, HMV with their premium collection and 8 films have had a sale on recently, so naturally I've bought a few that I've been wanting to get, and yeah, we're going to go for the HMV premium collection first, and the first of those is White Heat with James Cagney. Now, I've recently seen James Cagney in The Public Enemy, which is a decent gangster film, certainly helped influence other gangster films in the future, alongside the likes of Little Caesar and Scarface, but I didn't enjoy it anywhere near as much as Scarface. But James Cagney was brilliant, so I thought I'd give him another shot and see what he can do in this. And being a lot newer, it's from 1949 instead of 1931 with The Public Enemy, I feel like this might well be a bit better, and yeah. It's also got Edmund O'Brien, who I've seen a ton of films in lately, and yeah, he's also been really rather good. So yeah, you don't get a poster with this one, you just get some art cards, but it is a double disc release, so DVD and Blu-ray, and yeah, you get your typical art with the that's already on the box. But outside of the two normal kinds of film ones that you normally get, as you can see, there's James Cagney there with a gun. You also get a alternative artwork poster, which I actually prefer to the one that they've given on the box. So yeah, really rather nice. So yeah, not seen it yet, like I have with any of the premium collection ones that I've bought today, or you're going to be looking at today. But yeah, it's still a film that is got a lot of promise behind it. Secondly, we have Gun Crazy. Again, I've not seen anything from Peggy Cummins or John Dahl, who feature in this, but it seems like something that is going to be good. And yeah, given the quote on the back which says "supercharged with energy, non-stop action, violence, passion and sex, remarkably contemporary," which when you're given it's again from 1949. White Heat, by the way, was number 34 in the premium collection. This is number 104. And yeah, also from 1949, like I said. But this one, you get a poster as well as art cards with. The art cards in this on these premium collections are typically really rather nice, as you can see. And yeah, again, you get stuff from the film. It's not a western, so I have no idea why they're in western clothes, but we'll find out eventually when I watch it. And there they are in a car, and there they are together. So yeah, it's actually the female character that leads the majority of this film, apparently, in terms of, you know, holding guns and everything. As you can see, she's holding 2 guns there on the poster. So yeah, which again is remarkably contemporary for something from 1949. This only has a Blu-ray, but that's fine. Doesn't really matter. I'd only ever watch it on Blu-ray, even if it did have a DVD with it. So yeah, but I really like the poster in this because it's not only landscape, which is something that you don't often get. It's also got really nice colours and really does sell the film. So yeah, there you go. I love the colours on that. And yeah, again, you can see even more clearly that she's the one holding the guns and not the guy. And even says there, notorious Laurie Starr, wanted in a dozen states, hunted by the FBI. She was more than any man could handle. So yeah, really looking forward to that. I'm into my films from, you know, the 40s and 50s that are far more contemporary than their contemporaries. So yeah, thirdly, we have from 1947, so a little bit older than the previous two, number 137 in the collection, Possessed with Joan Crawford and Van Heflin. Not seen anything with Van Heflin in before, but Joan Crawford has never disappointed me so far. So yeah, really looking forward to seeing what she can do in this. It's a thriller, film noir, something like that. Again, I'm not too familiar with these films that I've bought, but I've purely bought them on the basis of either actors that are in them or their reputation, or even directors. So in case of the one that I'm going to look after this. So yeah, again, you get posters and art cards. So there's the artwork. And there's a shot from the film, and another one, and another one. Great, Joan Crawford there. So yeah, really nice, as usual. And yeah, the poster, which again is really nice done, nice bright colours. It says Joan Crawford, Van Heflin, and yeah, really nicely done. another classic poster really. And yeah, again, it's a single disc release. But again, like I said, I'd only ever watch it on Blu-ray anyway. Even for old films that look old, they still look a little bit better on Blu-ray. And finally, we have my first full Western from the previous collection, the premium collection, because obviously I've had films that are Western based in some regards, like The Treasure of Sierra Madre or The Valley of Guanji, but they typically have other elements going for them, like Treasure of Sierra Madre has, you know, adventure drama aspects to it, and Valley of Guanji obviously is more of a creature feature than just a plain old Western. But yeah, we have Ride the High Country, which is from 1962, so the newest of the four, and it's number 138. And yeah, again, get poster and art cards. Though the art cards in this, some of them look like shots from the behind the scenes, in fact. So, but yeah, again, you get the artwork. That definitely looks like something behind the scenes or like a promotional one. That definitely looks like something that's a promotional piece of a promotional picture. But that is definitely from the film set itself or from the film. So yeah, nicely done. And yeah, again, a poster. Again, really nice colours on it. Again, portrait, not landscape. I prefer landscape because they're typically rarer, but still rather nicely done. And as you can see, it's Showdown in the High Sierra. And yeah, they've got all the casts and everything there. Really nicely done again. They really do put a lot of effort into these. Obviously, normally these are £15 each, but currently they're on sale for 2 for $15, which is nice to see, because then you're getting 2 for 1 basically. And again, this is a single disc, so yeah, all rather nicely done. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to all of those. Obviously, 3 of them are from the late 40s, which means my 40s collection is really getting bigger and bigger. It's really not slowing down. But yeah, now we move on to 88 Films, who yeah, have a varied mix of films in their collection or in their releases. But the first of which is Maximum Risk with Jean-Claude Van Damme and Natasha Hendrich. And yeah, a really solid action film this. I think again he's playing a a twin of another person who's been killed. I think he's done that like 4 or 5 times now. But yeah, this is easily one of the better versions of that kind of stuff. And I really like the slipcover, really nice and shiny. And yeah, really solid film, set in Paris, I think it is. Yeah. But it's also been done by Hong Kong director Ringo Lam, who did City on Fire, which was an inspiration for Reservoir Dogs by Quentin Tarantino. And yeah, with this you get a nice booklet going through the film. Show you a couple of stuff off. There's Natasha Hendrich there, more writing and more film shots in the back. Yeah, also get a poster with this, which is the same kind of thickness and paper type as the one I got for Humanoids of the Deep, which is also a 88 Films release. And yeah, really nicely done. Not particularly large, but at the end of the day, it's really nicely done in terms of how thick it is. So it's basically just the artwork on the front. And yeah, single disc Blu-ray release. But yeah, still nicely done. And yeah, got a really nice slipcover. And it's a pretty solid film in its own right. It's not the best action film from the 90s, because obviously then it would have to beat Speed and Face Off. But still a cracking film in its own right. And yeah, then we have from the Slasher collection, or Classics collection, 10 to Midnight, starring Charles Bronson. Yeah, he's a cop, a killer, and a bloody deadline. And yeah. So yeah, basically Charles Bronson plays a detective who's on the hunt for a killer, and yeah, it's basically a mix between the slasher genres and the police procedural genre. And yeah, got a nice slipcover with it. These are really thin, these slasher collection ones. I've seen them plenty of times in HMV, but this is actually the first one that I've actually bought, and that's because it's actually a film I really rather like. And yeah, it's got it's directed by J. Lee Thompson, who's again done a bunch of other films that I've really enjoyed. He worked with Charles Bronson like 6 times or something like that, which is quite ridiculous when you think about it. And yeah, this again comes with art cards, which I wasn't expecting. So yeah, they're really rather small. They're nowhere near as large as the ones from HMV, but yeah, they're really nicely done. There's our killer in the background, if you couldn't notice, with the knife. And yeah, you also get a little poster art card as well, which I quite like. And yeah, it's released by Cannon Films, who were notorious in the 80s for a lot of their schlock films, which weren't necessarily all that great, but several of them I have enjoyed, like Life Force and 52 Pickup, and yeah, this is another one of those. Again, single disc release, but yeah, really nice and thin. I'm not too fussed about these thinner cases. I know some people are a bit uppity about them, but I'm fine with them, especially because, you know, it means there's more room for other things. And yeah, one of the films that I haven't seen from the 4 that I've bought from 88 Films is Cuba. Now, I've purely bought this based on the director and the cast. The director, Richard Lester, did Superman 2, Juggernaut, and Robin and Marion, also starring Sean Connery, which Robin and Marion is easily one of my favourite films from the 70s. And yeah, it's got a superb cast. Got Sean Connery, Brooke Adams, you've got Jack Weston, you've got Denholm Elliott, you've got Martin Balsam, you've got Chris Sarandon, and you've also got one of the guys that was in the James Bond films as a Russian general. I forget, is it Walter Goggins or something like that? But yeah, I forget what his name is, but he was in a bunch of James Bond films. It's got a nice slipcover with it. But yeah, it's just a basic single disc release, this. No art cards, no poster. But it was only £2.49, so it was a bit of a gamble in that regard, but because I've not heard the best of things about it, but given that cast and director, I couldn't really pass it up, to be honest. So yeah, and finally, another single disc release is The Package with Tommy Lee Jones and Gene Hackman, two of my favourite actors, so I really couldn't pass this up. And again, I have seen this, and it's a really cracking action thriller film. Late 80s, so yeah, and but it's, you know, a typical action film in that regard. But it's directed by Andrew Davis, who did The Fugitive, who also starred Tommy Lee Jones, so no doubt that's why he was in that. And yeah, it's also got Jonah Cassidy, who's in Blade Runner, and as well as Pam Grier, who was in Foxy Brown and Coffee. And yeah, single disc release again, but I actually like the fact that at least this has a decent, you know, layer on it. And yeah, they're all of the films from 88 Films, and they're all the sale films that I got. But I also got a box set that wasn't on sale, but may as well have been, given that if you had to buy all 3 of these individually, it would have cost nearly £60. This box set only costs £30, and it is the Planet of the Apes trilogy, the newer one. And yeah, got Rise of the Planet of the Apes, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and War of the Planet of the Apes. And yeah, all in their own cases and etc. So you're not really losing out on anything. And in fact, you're getting a really nice box as well, which is proper solid. It's not one of those flimsy ones. And yeah, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, which is not the best of the ones, but it's still a really rather solid start to the trilogy. And then it just gets better from there, quite frankly, because then you got Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, which is superb. First one stars James Franco and John Lithgow. This one stars Jason Clarke, Gary Oldman and Kerry Russell. Really great cast and really great film. But the best of the lot is War. War for the Planet of the Apes, yeah. And it stars Woody Harrelson. All 3 of these star Andy Serkis as Caesar, as the monkey. He does the mocap stuff in that regard. And yeah, great film. Easily one, probably my second favourite trilogy, only second to Lord of the Rings. And yeah, superb films. Already had them on Blu-ray, but I thought, considering it's my second favourite trilogy, and I've recently bought the Lord of the Rings trilogy on 4K, it would only be natural to upgrade. And yeah, superb films. If you've not seen them already, then I highly recommend watching them. And yeah, just a little side note, if you didn't know already, Donnie Darko release from Arrow Video had a bit of an issue with the 4K theatrical cut, so they've given us the replacement disc now. So yeah, I look forward to seeing that, because obviously the one that it came with was having frame rate issues. I know some people have had some issues with the cinematography in terms of how light or dark it is, but it was made in conjunction with the cinematographer and the director, so obviously that's the way they want it to be. And yeah, I'm not going to really pretend I know any better. So yeah, looking forward to seeing that now that it's given the release that it's been fixed with. And yeah, looking forward to seeing all of the films that I have yet to see. Obviously all 4 of the Premium Collection ones, one of the 88 Films ones, and obviously technically the Planet of the Apes ones, because I haven't seen them in 4K yet. So yeah, thanks for watching nonetheless. Hope you've been enjoying the sales yourselves. Interested to see what you've got if you have bought anything. But yeah, nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.